Hello, hello everybody. As you are coming on live with me, I am going to check for sound and that I'm in the right place going live, first of all. So bear with for just a moment. Okay, let's see. I think we are good. All right. So welcome. Hello, September. Hello. Welcome, beautiful people. I am the Deb K, and today we are starting a new series for the month of September. And this series is the Look and Feel Marvelous Every Single Day video series. And this is week 1, so you haven't missed a thing. So today what we're going to be talking about specifically is calling. Feeling that calling. We'll get into it a little bit more later, but today will be filled with wonder and magic. And as you feel that little glimmer of something buried away deep down inside of you, you'll start to pick up on that spark. And because it's because you're truly meant for more. Now, you may not notice at first, but I think if you're here tuning in, there's a reason, and maybe you are starting to feel that. So you'll notice that there'll start to be signs and synchronicities in your daily life that are reflecting this back to you. So hopefully by the end of today's live, you will better understand if you are experiencing this calling or not. And if you stay to the end, I'll share with you how you can work with me and what is coming up next. So first, though, as you're joining the live, please do let me know if you are on replay. Put hashtag replay live or replay. Please let me know where you're watching from. I love seeing where everybody's tuning in from all over the world. And if you are enjoying my content and getting value out of it, please do share my page and share my group, invite people, join in. The more the merrier. Please do drop your questions in the comments below. I will have a chance at the end to answer those live. If you are on replay, go ahead and drop them in. I will check back later. So all of my videos are available on replay so far. So if you can't be here live, that's okay. So just a little bit about me. Well, I'm kind of like your fairy godmother, and I have arrived. So I am the Deb K, and I'm here to help you go from feeling flat to feeling fun and flirty and fabulous every single day. And being the youiest you can be, and celebrating you and this most marvelous, magnificent life that you're creating. So what I share today may be different to what you currently understand, but just allow this to flow with you. Feel the truth of it. Feel that little spark inside. Let it settle, and then ask any questions that you have. So back in the fall of last year, so it's been about a year, I created a video series called My Magnificence Journey, and it's in my private group. You are welcome to join the group and watch it back, but basically it was a culmination of how I have become who I am today over the past few years. But a year ago, so those were the exact steps I took to become beautifully whole and magnificent. And it's been magical. It's been truly transformative, but it has evolved since then. It's been a year of massive spiritual, energetic expansion. And now I'm excited to share with you this expanded, updated version. And hopefully it will help inspire you on your own journey. So I broke down portions of 5 of the steps of the journey and did bigger video series about them. So that's what I have been sharing with you the past 5 months. So you'll find a Meet Your Higher Self series, a Believe Releasing Process series, and the Broadest Truth series, the Live Your Truth series, and Evolved Living and Beyond series. Now, all of those series are just an important portion, but not the full portion of each step of what my journey has been. And as I mentioned, it has evolved. So why am I recalling this? Well, the relevance is that what I've been sharing with you has just been energetically expanding, evolving, creation, and culminating from the creation of my magnificence journey over the past year, and how it's evolved into becoming now and future focused in the way that I want to help women like you. So you will see the twist. You will feel the twist. You will see and feel the specificity of if you're that woman as we go through this series. Now, I have become this myself, but what I want to do is help other women become youthfully joy-filled and magnificently marvelous. So these are the steps that I have taken to become beautifully whole, dare I say sexy, a vibrant woman, and able to embrace exactly who I am and look and feel marvelous while doing it. So don't judge the hair though, because I kind of threw it up in this crazy bun right before. So my journey has still been magical. It's still been truly transformative on a whole other level than what I expected. And I'm excited to be like my very own fairy godmother and share this with each of you as you're embarking on your own journey to create maybe your very own 10 years younger fountain of youth. And this can occur by awakening the magically marvelous fabulousness buried deep inside of you, so you can become the youiest you can be, and you will start to feel hope, health, joy on the daily. And when you live in this, well, I call it the joviality framework. When you live in this, you make the ordinary extraordinary. So you get to create this daily life that some people might feel is ho-hum right now, and create something that is truly extraordinary every day. So then you get to celebrate you and this most magnificent life you're creating that's going to really truly light you up every day. And darling, you'll look and feel marvelous while you're doing it. All right, so today we are focusing on the first step of this, and it is calling. And there are several parts, so I will go through those today with you. All right, and cheers for you being here. Fabulous, fabulous, beautiful people. I don't think it would be alive without my sparkly glass. Okay, so one of the parts is, well, let me explain calling first. So when you're feeling the call to something, you're just going to feel this little glimmer inside. It may be down in your truth vortex, in your tummy area, or in your hope vortex, which is also just a little bit above, like in your solar plexus. And when you feel this call, it may be for something more, for something different, for something new, maybe something better, maybe better feelings. It may be to awaken and truly, it's about becoming you, like you, the youiest you can be. And I've spoken about this form, this return to you, unadulterated you as you were created, when your soul was created, in several of my other videos. So that's the you I am speaking of. Like, let's return to who we truly are, who we can be, all that we are when we return there. So in this step, we're going to start, like, this is a call for awakening the magically marvelous, fabulousness, magnificence that's deep, deep within inside you that has kind of gotten shoved to the side as life goes on. And when we feel this call and take action, we can become that sexy, vibrant woman that we once were that we used to be. Or if we never were, we can unleash it finally and embrace exactly who we are. So then when you are feeling these marvelous feelings on the inside, you're feeling really good, you're feeling better, you're feeling good, you're going to start to look and feel marvelous. You are going to have a glow from within that just penetrates out. It's unavoidable. So be ready if you're going to embark on this journey. So part of this calling is that you may be having a desire to know why you're here, like on this earth. Because if you've listened to any of my other series that mention soul contracts, you will understand how our soul contract was created, why it was created. These are things, these are milestones for your physical life that you have chosen and were agreed upon before you came and were incarnated as a baby. You were born here on earth as a physical human. And so you may be desiring to know, like, why am I here? We've all been in that place where we look around at our lives and wonder, like, is this it? Like, what's going on? So underneath all of these fearful feelings, I myself even still felt like there was that little glimmer of something buried way deep down inside. And it was a feeling like, this life can't just be some big letdown crappy carnival ride that I ended up on. You wait in line to get on the ride and then what a letdown, and that sucks. And for lack of a better term, roller coasters into being a complete shit show. So this buried little glimmer that you may be feeling inside, like for me, it just felt that maybe I truly was meant for something more than just being in that cycle, right? So it was really natural for me, and it's likely natural for you, to know more. You want to know more. You want to understand this so that you can be all that you are. You can know why you're here. You can know yourself on such a deep level and in an unadulterated level. You get to know you as you were created. Now, you already know all of this. This is innate inside of you. It's laying dormant, and it's a matter of remembering, connecting and remembering. But we'll get to that in some other steps. So when you understand you, it will start the process of you feeling better and looking better. And that is the spiritual and physical connection, the energetic and physical connection, the non-physical and human connection. So you possibly could, when you start feeling really good and you start feeling really marvelous, there is a likelihood, a possibility that could become a probability that you will help others in your world. Now, just by feeling better and raising your vibration, other people around you will notice and they'll start to feel better. Now, some people may have, an energetic crisis inside, like, why is she feeling so good? She's never acted like that before. And that's okay. Don't worry about that. You just keep going forward and connecting to you. Okay, so something else during this feeling of this calling is that you may start to notice signs, synchronicities, recurring events or recurring experiences. So I just want you to know you are not alone. And you are not losing your mind. So it may be that any other day you see the same bird feeding at the feeder, but on this particular day, you see the same bird and there's something else that's brought to your attention that occurs to you, a thought, a feeling. That is how it works. That is synchronicity lining up signs for you to notice. So a huge part of feeling the call to do something, to move, to become, to awaken, is that you begin, or you are already seeing and noticing these repetitive signs and synchronicities. So these can be anything. It can be numbers. A lot of people will see numbers on a clock or on a license plate or pop up, and it'll be the same recurring number over and over again. It could be a song, like it could be your favorite song that you listen to every day, but on this day you hear something else in it. You grasp onto a different piece of the message that really starts to resonate with something in you. It's like a piece of the puzzle falling into place. And you may come across maybe a feather of a certain color. You maybe hear a word that keeps coming up. And it may be a regular, like normal everyday word you use every day, or it may be a word that you rarely hear, but all of a sudden it's turning up in a show you're watching. It's in somebody's conversation, somebody talking on the radio, in a book you're reading. And it's just there in your face, like, here's this word, here's this sign. And you may see things like pennies that are all of a sudden appearing. And maybe there's a feeling attached to it. Maybe you've been playing around with manifesting energy of a currency or energy of money. Maybe you've been missing your grandmother who has passed away, and all of a sudden there's a penny. You know, they say pennies from heaven, right? And so there is something to this. It could be birds, it could be butterflies, it could be a color, it could be a feeling or a smell, an odor that you smell. It could be anything. But these signs you are seeing and experiencing are not a coincidence. Especially not if there's an accompanying thought or feeling with it. Especially if you notice that I'm seeing this again and again. Sorry, my window is open. It's a beautiful day and my notes are blowing. You're seeing something again and again and again, repetitively. It's like the universe's way of getting your attention. So notice it and ask, what's this all about if you're not sure? Okay, so you're going to keep experiencing these signs and synchronicities until you stop and notice, till you understand, until you start your journey, whether it be awakening or just continuing wherever you're at on your journey. And I would like to think that this is a great place to celebrate what you're seeing that you've noticed, and go ahead, pop them in the comments in here. I also have a special place in my private group for people to share these things. So share away. And I don't understand what I wrote in my notes. I don't know why I wrote something. It's okay. It's not important. Okay, so I mentioned synchronicities. Signs, synchronicities. So with synchronicities, these are things that are going to seem very, very coincidental, but they're going to be, that it's actually the law of synchronicity that's continuing to line up for a manifestation. And if you miss it, and it's really, truly important, it will come back around and keep realigning you if it's an assured manifestation. So, for instance, my awakening was an assured manifestation in my physical life. Now, what happened for me was I had a particular relationship experience that kept occurring. It didn't matter if it was a different person, a different time, a different age, a different state. It was repetitive over and over and over. And don't beat yourself up if you don't notice it the first time or the second time or the third time, or in my case, the 21st time. So it's okay. We are all meant to be on our journey in divine timing, but we can become proactive if we become more conscious of what we're noticing instead of blowing it off and feeling like it's no big deal, because it's actually meaningful. So if something is not an assured manifestation, you must notice the synchronicities and take the aligned action. If you don't do it then immediately, it may not come back around again. And some examples of how manifestations that are aligned to the law of synchronicity work, and they seem so simple and silly, but if you are practicing, raising your vibration, clearing your fear-labeled experiences and relabeling them to love, this becomes easy. This becomes second nature. It's almost like a genie in a bottle. Like you can have a thought and then there it is. It manifests. It's all about how much are you allowing? How high is your vibration that things just line up? So some of the examples, and these are two things that happen to me a lot. Parking space, well, maybe 3 parking spaces. And I actually particularly practiced this one. I exercised this energetic ability to become a capability that I always have a parking space. And depending on if it's a specific lot where I like to park in a specific place, I will always have a parking space. Even if the lot is full, as I pull in, someone will pull out of a spot and it's mine. There was another day I just had a very brief thought while I was driving that I was pretty hungry. And I stopped to fill my car with gas, and it happened to be that there's a sandwich shop inside of this gas station, and somebody came out and had half-size sub sandwiches that they had prepared and were walking around to each gas pump and handing out free sandwiches to the customers. Boom. I was hungry and there was my sandwich magically appearing. It's not really magic, but it kind of is. And a lot of times I will be thinking about a friend and they'll turn up, or they'll pop into a Zoom that they weren't on and I was just thinking about them or talking about them. And this actually happened last night again on a phone call, and I was thinking about a particular friend while somebody else was talking to me about a predicament they were in, and I was thinking about this other friend because I knew that she had something that could help this other person, but they didn't know each other as far as I knew. And all of a sudden the person I was talking to mentioned, "Oh, you may not know so-and-so." And I said, "That's so funny. It was exactly the person I was thinking of." And had no idea that everybody knew each other. Isn't that great? So that's how it works. This is the law of synchronicity and manifestation working together to magically have things happen. It's really pretty wondrous. Okay, so something else that you may experience, or you may really not know that much about when you are in this step of like the calling, feeling this calling. So there are basics of universal laws. Now, I said laws, plural. Many of you out there are familiar with, or at least heard of, the law of attraction. And there's more though. There's more than just the law of attraction. I believe there's at least 12. There's possibly more. But by understanding the universal laws and their parameters, you will have a much easier I need a clip. You will have a much easier and successful experience in everything that you wish to create. So some examples are obviously law of attraction. I've mentioned law of synchronicity, and in other video series I've done, law of desire, law of truth, law of balance. So these are all basic universal laws. There are more. Those are just some of the main ones that come up pretty much daily, I would say. Just like the law of gravity comes up daily, doesn't it? Or comes down daily, I guess. So those are things that would be helpful for you to understand more of. Okay, so some other things that are helpful to understand during this calling stage of your journey is the basics of energy. Now, it's also a good time if you have not connected or tried to connect with your higher self. This is a great time to start tapping into that. You have, if you are able to practice energetically, you have the ability to have the whole of knowledge of infinite wisdom available to you. And the best first way to do this is to consciously connect with your higher self. Now, with the understanding of universal law and understanding your vibration and understanding how energy works, you will awaken and align to new awarenesses, to your purpose, to other gifts that you have, capabilities, energetic wonder and magic that you have. And you will also possibly be able to connect with your non-physical guides. So what happens with the basics of energy and understanding that is that you will be guided to levels of vibrational excellence and soul capability. So you'll be able to target your inner being in a way that will enable massive changes for you. And it's really all just a matter of remembering energy, because you know this. You were born knowing this. You lived it in non-physical before you transformed into a little baby here on Earth. And I mentioned higher self. So briefly, she is, well, a she if you're female and male if you're male, but with the soul soup, part of your energy comes from your higher self's energy and part from God, and there's your soul all mixed up with the magic sprinkles of herbs and spices, so to speak. And so she's your bestest bestie. She is a vibrational match and frequency to your energy. So you're always connected unconsciously, but you can connect consciously and have this wonderful best friend tool in your toolkit, virtual assistant sort of idea. And it's important to learn an empowering process and the tools to consciously strengthen your connection with your higher self, and you'll develop a deep, trusting relationship with her. So I highly advise you to go back and watch the Meet Your Higher Self series and anything higher self if you are brand new to this. So something else that's really big in this calling stage is also wonder and magic on a divine level. So in noticing and taking action, you are starting to answer this call that you're feeling, this little glimmer in your tummy. And what this can mean for you is that you can become youthfully joy-filled and magnificently marvelous. You'll be able to celebrate you and that most magnificent life you're creating. You'll be able to make the ordinary extraordinary. You'll be feeling hope, health, and joy on the daily. And you can create your very own 10 years younger fountain of youth. So these are all wonderful and magical things you'll experience during that first step and getting you towards looking and feeling marvelous every day, every day. All right, so if anybody watching, I don't see questions on the live, but if anybody watching replay has questions, please do pop them in the comments below, and I will check back later and answer those for you. And let's see, what is coming up? So I'm going to be I need a clip for these pages. I'm going to be continuing with the Look and Feel Marvelous video series every Thursday this September. I'll be bringing back the free live guidance Ask Me Anything the second and the fourth Friday this month. And there is something super duper coming up near the end of September. Stay tuned. I've been working on this behind the scenes for a while now, so I'm really excited to share that with you later in the month. Okay, so some of you may be wondering, how can you work with me? Well, I currently offer working with me on a one-to-one basis. I have some small group programs, and I have some one-off specialty sessions. So if you're not sure what the right step for you is right now, please just book in a free call with me and we can discover that together. The link is in the post above. So I want to thank you all for being here, and remember, it is time. It's time for you to go from feeling flat to feeling fun and flirty and fabulous every single day, and to being the you-est you that you can be, and celebrating you and this most magnificent life that you are creating. So I'll see you next week for Look and Feel Marvelous series part 2, and also for live guidance next Friday, Ask Me Anything. Sending you so much love. Bye-bye.